No one's coming to fix your life for you. Not tomorrow, not next week, not ever. You say you want discipline, you say you want focus, but you can't even organize your own day. This is where it starts, right now. The moment you decide to stop making excuses and start building the person you pretend you want to be. Because the truth is, your life won't change until you do. There comes a point in every person's life when the mirror becomes your biggest enemy. Not because of the reflection it shows, but because of the truth it refuses to hide. You wake up tired, not because your body is weak, but because your mind is cluttered. You feel like you're drowning in your own excuses, trapped in the chaos of unfinished plans and broken promises. That's the moment, right there, when you realize that nobody's coming to save you. There's no miracle, no sudden burst of motivation that will magically organize your life. You either take control of your own mess or you keep sinking in it. And that's when the real war begins, not with the world, but with yourself. You see, discipline isn't about waking up early or cleaning your room. It's about reclaiming your power. Most people talk about wanting a better life, a cleaner space, a more productive routine. But when it's time to put in the work, they fall back into comfort. That comfort is your biggest trap. It whispers that you deserve rest, that you can start tomorrow, that you're too tired to fix your life right now. But guess what? Tomorrow never comes for those who live in comfort. Every day becomes another excuse wrapped in guilt. The world won't hand you peace. You have to fight for it. You have to force yourself to create order where there's chaos. When David Goggins talks about organizing your life, he doesn't mean arranging your bookshelf or cleaning your desk. He means cleaning your mind. You have to confront the mental junk you've been avoiding. All the pain, fear, shame, and regret sitting in the corners of your brain, that's the real clutter. You can't build a disciplined life on top of emotional chaos. You have to dig deep and face it. And that's where most people quit. Because it's hard, it's ugly, it's uncomfortable, but that's exactly why it's necessary. The process of organizing why. Our life starts the moment you stop running from yourself. People love to talk about time management, productivity hacks, and goal-setting tools. They want the easy way. But here's the truth. You don't need another planner. You need accountability. You need to stop lying to yourself about what you're doing with your time. You say you don't have time to work out, yet you scroll for hours. You say you're too tired to study, but you binge watch another series. The truth is you don't lack time. You lack focus. You lack the mental toughness to choose the hard thing over the easy one. And that toughness doesn't come naturally. It's built brick by brick through daily painful consistency. You have to become brutally honest with yourself. Write down what's holding you back. Look at your habits, your environment, your relationships. Ask yourself, what's feeding my chaos? Because nothing changes until you identify the source. Maybe it's the people you hang out with who drain your energy. Maybe it's your phone that's controlling you more than you control it. Maybe it's your own self-doubt whispering that you'll never be good enough. Once you identify it, you have two choices. Fix it or accept that you're choosing failure. There is no middle ground. The act of organizing your life starts with small decisions that compound. Wake up and make your bed. Not because it's a trend, but because it's a symbol of control. Clean your space, not to impress anyone, but to declutter your mind. Write down your goals, not to post them online, but to remind yourself what the fight is for. Every small act of order is a step away from chaos. Every disciplined moment is a punch in the face of your old lazy self. You can't expect a clean life if your habits are dirty. The truth is, you will never feel ready. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for lightning to strike, rare and unpredictable. You have to move before you're ready. You have to act even when you don't want to. That's how discipline grows. It's not about emotions, it's about decisions. The moment you stop negotiating with yourself, that's when progress begins. You have to stop saying, I'll try. You don't try to organize your life. You commit to it like your life depends on it, because it does. There's a reason Goggins says, stay hard. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being unbreakable. Life will throw chaos your way again and again. The moment you clean one corner, another will get messy. But the point is to keep fighting, to stay ready, to stay organized, not because it's easy, but because it keeps you in control when everything else falls apart. You're not organizing for aesthetics, and you're organizing for survival. Every morning when you open your eyes, remind yourself that you're in charge of the day. You can either let it control you or you can dominate it. You can either let distractions pull you away or you can drag your focus back where it belongs. The difference between the person who wins and the person who keeps losing isn't luck, it's structure. Winners build systems that keep them accountable even when motivation dies. Losers keep waiting for inspiration. If your life feels messy, don't look for a rescue plan. Become your own rescuer. Create order from the inside out. Stop blaming the world for the chaos you created. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're a victim of your own inaction. Every second you waste is another piece of your life slipping away. Start small, but start now. Your life won't get better by chance. It'll get better by discipline. Because at the end of the day, you either organize your life or life will organize you through pain, failure, and regret. The question is simple. Do you want to control your life or do you want your chaos to control you? When you finally decide to take control of your life, something incredible happens. You start to see how weak your old excuses were. You realize how many years you've spent convincing yourself that someday you'll change when someday was always just a disguise for never. The truth hurts, but that pain is necessary because that pain is what cracks open the shell of denial and forces you to confront who you really are. Organizing your life isn't about perfection. It's about honesty. It's about saying, I've been wasting time. I've been lazy. I've been lying to myself. And once you admit that, you finally earn the power to change it. You can't organize your life while protecting your comfort zone. You have to burn it down. Comfort is where dreams go to die, where potential stays buried under routine. You say you want success, but you keep sleeping in. You say you want peace, but you keep surrounding yourself with noise. You say you want to be focused, but your habits scream the opposite. You're addicted to chaos because chaos feels familiar. It keeps you from facing the silence where your truth lives. When you finally face that silence, you'll feel the discomfort of responsibility. But that discomfort is freedom in disguise. It means you're no longer running. There's a difference between being busy and being disciplined. Most people fill their days with meaningless tasks to feel productive. They confuse movement with progress. But organization is about direction. You can spend 10 hours doing random things and still be lost. Or you can spend one focused hour working toward your real goals and move further than you have in years. You need clarity, and clarity comes only when you strip away the noise. Sit down, take a notebook, and write down what actually matters to you. Not what people expect from you, not what looks good online, what you truly want. That list is you, our blueprint. Everything else is distraction. But here's the problem. Most people don't want to face their blueprint because it exposes their lack of discipline. It's easier to live in chaos than to admit you've been avoiding your own potential. Order demands accountability. It demands that you wake up early, say no to comfort, stop wasting time, and prioritize your growth. That's uncomfortable, but that's the price of clarity. And you can't buy it with motivation. You buy it with sacrifice. When Goggins says, callous your mind, this is what he means. The process of building order is painful. You'll want to quit 1,000 times. You'll hear that little voice saying, this is too much. Why can't I just live normally? But the truth is, normal is where average people live, and average people die unfulfilled. If you want to organize your life, you have to become abnormal. You have to go beyond what feels comfortable. That's where real transformation happens. Now think about a soldier. Before going into battle, they organize everything, their gear, their mindset, their mission, not because they like it neat, but because chaos in battle means death. Your life is no different. Every day is a war for your focus, your time, your future. If you don't have structure, you're already losing. You can't win a war if your mind is untrained. So train it, discipline it, cut out every excuse, every distraction, every negative voice that tells you it's okay to settle. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start. Start by cleaning your physical space. It's a mirror of your mental state. When your environment is in order, your brain follows. Then take control of your schedule. Stop reacting to your day and start designing it. Wake up at the same time every morning. Set clear priorities. Give every hour a purpose. If you don't decide what your day will be, the world will decide it for you, and you won't like the outcome. You need to remind yourself daily that no one is going to do this for you. Nobody's coming to fix your life. Nobody's coming to hand you peace, discipline, or success. You have to create it with your bare hands. The sooner you accept that truth, the faster your life changes. Because once you stop waiting for external help, you become unstoppable. You start realizing that your power has been within you all along. It was just buried under excuses and laziness. The hardest part isn't starting, it's staying consistent. You'll have days when you want to quit, days when the old habits try to pull you back into the chaos. That's when you have to become your own drill sergeant. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, we don't negotiate with weakness. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you strengthen your will. Every time you follow through when you don't feel like it, you prove that you're in control. That's what organizing your life truly means. It means taking control of yourself. Most people live reactive lives. They wait for motivation, for opportunity, for the right time. But discipline doesn't wait. Discipline acts now. The organized mind doesn't chase energy, it creates it. It doesn't wait for direction, it builds it. When you live with structure, you stop being a victim of the clock. You become the one who controls it. Every minute becomes a weapon, every hour a step forward. You stop drifting and start dominating. But don't confuse structure with restriction. Organizing your life doesn't mean living like a robot. It means giving yourself the freedom to focus on what truly matters. It means having time for peace because you've handled your chaos. It means saying no to distractions so you can say yes to your growth. When you eliminate what's meaningless, what's meaningful finally gets space to breathe. The more disciplined you become, the more peace you find. Because order is not about control, it's about clarity. It's about knowing who you are, what you want, and where you're going. The world outside might still be chaotic, but inside you'll be unshakable. That's the real power of organization. It's not about a clean desk, it's about a calm mind. It's about becoming so structured, so focused, that even chaos can't touch you. That's the state you're aiming for, the state where your life is no longer an accident, but a design. Where you stop surviving and start building, where every decision aligns with your purpose. And the only way to reach that state is to take full ownership today, right now. There's a moment that comes to everyone who decides to change their life. It's the moment when you realize the world isn't holding you back. You are. It's not your boss, not your parents, not your circumstances. It's you, your own habits, your own comfort, your own lack of structure. And that truth hits hard, but once it hits, you can't unsee it. From that day forward, every time you choose distraction over discipline, you'll feel it. That sting of wasted potential, that voice inside you saying you could have done more. That's not guilt. That's your conscience trying to wake you up. That's your soul saying it's time to take back control. You see, most people don't live. They drift. They wake up, scroll through their phone, rush through their day, and collapse into bed with nothing accomplished. They call it life, but it's not life. It's survival. It's existing in a loop of chaos, powered by autopilot. And the scariest part is how normal it feels. You get used to it. You convince yourself that everyone's like this. But deep down, you know the truth. You know you're capable of more. You know you were built for more. The problem isn't capability, it's order. You can't execute greatness in disorder. You can't reach your potential if your mind is a mess. If you want to force yourself to organize your life, you have to learn to fight your comfort like it's the enemy, because it is. Comfort is the killer of all potential. It disguises itself as kindness. It tells you to take a break, to relax, to skip today. It whispers, you deserve it. But that voice is a liar. That voice is your weakness, wearing a friendly face. And every time you listen to it, you strengthen it. You give it power. You have to do the opposite. You have to starve your weakness by feeding your discipline. You have to do the hard thing, not because you want to, but because you said you would. Whoa. And Goggins says, be uncommon among uncommon people. He's talking about structure. He's talking about mastering yourself so completely that chaos can't penetrate you. Most people can't handle pressure because they're disorganized inside. The moment life throws a curveball, they fall apart. But when you live with order, real order, mental and physical, you become a fortress. You stay grounded even when the world shakes. You respond with clarity instead of panic. That's the strength discipline gives you. The truth is, the reason you feel lost isn't because you don't know what to do. It's because you're scattered. You're trying to do 10 things at once and doing none of them well. You're busy but not effective. The mind can't focus in chaos. You have to simplify. You have to build systems. Goggins says, it's you versus you, and he's right. Your biggest battle isn't with the world, it's with the part of you that craves comfort. You have to beat that version every single day. Start with structure. Set times for everything that matters, your workout, your work, your rest. Don't rely on motivation. Rely on habit. Because habits don't ask for permission, they just execute. The beauty of discipline is that it removes decision fatigue. You don't have to think about what to do next. It's already planned. You just follow through. You become your own machine, powered by purpose. That's how you take back control. That's how you force yourself to organize your life, by designing systems that don't leave space for weakness. And don't confuse organization with perfection. You will fail. You will slip. You will fall off track. But the difference between the organized and the chaotic is recovery speed. The disciplined person doesn't waste 3 days feeling guilty. They get back up immediately. They recalibrate, they adapt. Because organization isn't about never falling. It's about never staying down. Every time you get back up faster, you're training resilience, you're building momentum. There's also a mental side to organization that people ignore. You have to clean your mental space as much as your physical one. Let go of unnecessary drama. Stop entertaining negative thoughts. Don't spend your energy replaying the past. It's gone. The more you dwell on what's behind you, the less focus you have for what's ahead. Forgive yourself, not because you're weak, but because you need that energy for the climb ahead. Your future deserves your full attention, not the leftovers of regret. And remember, energy is contagious. If your surroundings are filled with chaos, you'll absorb it. You can't stay organized in an environment that promotes distraction. Surround yourself with people who live with purpose, people who are disciplined, people who push you to stay accountable. If your circle doesn't inspire you, it's not a circle, it's a cage. Cut out what drains you. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Every day you should wake up with a mission. Before you even check your phone, know what your priorities are. Know what your purpose is for the day. Structure gives you direction. Without it, you wander aimlessly. Don't start your day reacting to the world. Start it leading yourself. You're the captain of your ship. You decide where it sails. But if you let the winds of distraction steer you, don't complain when you crash. Understand this, the chaos in your life is not a curse, it's a mirror. It reflects how you've been showing up. If your surroundings are messy, it's because your habits are messy. If your schedule is cluttered, it's because your priorities are. You created that mess and you can uncreate it. It won't happen in a day, but it will happen if you commit to daily consistency. Every small step you take toward order compounds. You won't notice it at first, but one day you'll wake up and realize the fog is lifted. I'll feel lighter, sharper, stronger. That's the power of structure, and it turns chaos into clarity. Most people underestimate what happens when you truly get organized. You stop being tired all the time. You stop being anxious. Your mind becomes quieter. You gain time, energy, focus, everything you thought you lacked. Because the truth is, you were never short on time or energy. You were just mismanaging it. And once you manage it well, life stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a mission. When you organize your life, you stop chasing motivation. You become motivation. Your discipline inspires others. Your structure becomes your strength. You don't talk about changing, you live it. And that's the most powerful transformation of all, when your actions speak louder than your words. That's what it means to live the Goggins way. No excuses, no negotiation, no compromise, just relentless order in pursuit of greatness. When you finally begin to organize your life and stay consistent, something shifts inside you. The world starts to move differently. You walk with a kind of stillness that people notice. You no longer wake up confused about what to do because you already have a direction. Your mind becomes sharper, your focus cleaner, and your energy purposeful. That's what real order feels like. Not control over everything, but command over yourself. And that's what most people will never experience because they quit before they reach this level. They give up when it's boring, when it's tiring, when it doesn't feel rewarding fast enough. But discipline isn't a sprint. It's a lifelong contract you sign with yourself. It's the promise that no matter how you feel, you'll show up. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that they'll start when they're ready, but nobody's ever ready. Readiness is a myth. The moment you decide to act, that's when readiness is created. It's born out of movement, not waiting. David Goggins didn't wake up one day suddenly ready to run ultra marathons or face his demons. He was broken, lost, angry, but he took action in the middle of his chaos. He forced himself into motion when everything in his mind screamed, stop. And that's the secret. Emotion creates clarity. Action builds order. You can't think your way out of disorder. You have to act your way out. The process of organizing your life is like rebuilding yourself from the ground up. You tear down the weak parts, the lazy habits, the emotional clutter, and you replace them with strength, structure, and purpose. It's painful, but it's pure. Every time you do something you don't feel like doing, waking up early, finishing that task, saying no to distractions, you're not just getting things done, you're rewriting your identity. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. That's how confidence is built, not through words, but through evidence. And once you see what you're capable of, there's no going back. You'll never be able to tolerate your old disorganized self again. You'll crave structure because it gives you power. You'll start setting higher standards, not just for your environment, but for your thoughts, your relationships, your future. You'll understand that your life reflects your discipline. Every part of it, your body, your work, your mindset, mirrors how serious you are about your goals. When you live without structure, everything feels heavy. But when you build discipline, life feels lighter because you finally know where you're going. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But real freedom comes from discipline. When you're organized, you control your time instead of being controlled by it. You decide your direction instead of drifting in circles. That's real freedom, the power to lead your life with clarity. Goggins once said, "You can't hurt me." What he meant wasn't that he's invincible, it's that he's unshakable. Because when your life is structured and your mind is disciplined, nothing external can break you. You've already conquered the hardest battle, the one within. You'll face days when nothing goes right, when all your planning falls apart, when your motivation feels dead. That's where most people stop, but not you, because you've built order, you've built habits, and habits don't rely on feelings. You'll push through, not because it's easy, but because it's who you are now. That's the power of an organized life. It gives you stability when chaos strikes. You might bend, but you'll never break. There will also be people who won't understand you anymore. They'll say you've changed, that you're obsessed, that you're too strict, and you'll smile because you'll know they're right. You have changed. You've evolved. You've stopped living like everyone else. You've chosen discipline over comfort, purpose over pleasure, and not everyone will be able to walk that path with you. That's okay. Growth always means outgrowing. You're not supposed to fit into the same spaces you've outworked. When you live with structure, the quality of your life transforms. You sleep better because your mind isn't racing with unfinished tasks. You wake up with energy because you know exactly what needs to be done. You stop chasing distractions because your goals become your addiction. Every day becomes intentional. You stop reacting and start directing. That's the moment life stops being chaos and starts being creation. And yes, it will be lonely sometimes. Discipline often is. But in that loneliness, you'll find something rare, peace. Not the fake peace of comfort, but the deep earned peace that comes from knowing you're in control. You won't need to escape your life anymore because you'll be proud of it. You'll look around at the order you've built, the structure you've created, and you'll realize this didn't happen by luck. It happened because you forced yourself to do the hard things day after day when nobody was watching. That's the essence of Goggins' philosophy. You don't organize your life to look impressive. You organize it to become unstoppable. You don't chase motivation. You become the kind of person who doesn't need it. You build routines so strong that even on your worst day, your system carries you. You become your own accountability partner, your own coach, your own savior, because the truth is the person you've been waiting for is you. So if you're listening to this and your life feels like it's spinning out of control, like stop waiting, stop planning, start acting, clean your room, clean your mind, clean your habits, write down what needs to change and start fixing it right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because every second you wait is another second wasted in the chaos you say you hate. Nobody's coming. Nobody's going to drag you out of the mess you made. It's on you. But that's the good news, because if it's on you, that means you have the power to change it. You want peace? Earn it. You want success? Build it. You want clarity? Create it. There is no shortcut. There's no secret formula. The only formula is discipline, sacrifice, and repetition. You do the work every day until it becomes who you are. You organize your life not once, but every single morning. You fight for focus like your life depends on it, because it does. And when that day comes, when you finally look in the mirror and see a person who's no longer afraid of hard work, who doesn't hide from responsibility, who owns their time, their thoughts, and their actions, that's when you'll understand what it truly means to be free, because you won't be living in chaos anymore. You'll be living with purpose. That's the real transformation. That's what Goggins teaches. Pain, discipline, structure, consistency, they're not punishments. They're the path to freedom. Every act of discipline is a vote for the person you want to become. Every small decision compounds. And one day, the life that once felt impossible becomes your new normal. So force yourself. Don't ask for motivation. Create it. Don't wait for inspiration. Become it. Organize your mind, your habits, your goals, your days. Turn your life into a system that reflects strength, not weakness. Stop surviving and start mastering. Be relentless. Be focused. Be disciplined. And when the world looks at you and asks, how did you do it? You'll smile and say, I stopped waiting for change. I became it. That's how you organize your life. The Goggins way. through action, through discipline, through unbreakable consistency. You fight for order until it becomes your identity. You stay hard, you stay focused, and you stay unstoppable. You don't need motivation. You need accountability. You don't need a new plan. You need to stop lying to yourself. Every second you waste, you're digging your own grave of potential. So get up, face that mirror, and say it out loud. I'm done being weak. It's time to earn my peace. Because nobody's coming to save you. It's always been you versus you.